Do you love silly stories for kids? Why not consider joining our family? You can even get a very special message from one of your favourite silly stories for kids characters. Head over to the website to find out more. It's your support that helps us to continue to make exciting stories and more crazy content.
Did somebody say crazy?
Oh, Pimpin, no. Pimpin! One day, a little girl named Meadow was walking up to the table. Her dad had called out that it was dinner time. She raced over and sat down at her seat. She was very, very hungry tonight, and she was excited to see what was prepared. Her dad came out the kitchen carrying a plate. "Here you go, Meadow." He placed it down in front of her, and all that was on the plate was 2 dry biscuits and 3 pieces of carrot. "Dad," she said, What happened?" "Oh, I'm so sorry, Meadow," he said. "I forgot to go to the shops. There was nothing left to make for dinner. This is all we've got for tonight." "Oh," said Meadow. "Well, okay, thank you," she said. She sat down and was about to eat when all of a sudden they heard a voice from the kitchen. "No, you cannot eat that for dinner." Who's in the kitchen?" said Meadow. "I don't know," said her dad. So Meadow raced into the kitchen to see, and there was a man with very long arms and very long legs. Who are you?" she said. "My name is Thingy Whopper." "Thingy Whopper? That's a strange name." "Yes, it is, but food is my specialty, and so we need to make you some real food because that is not a real dinner." "Oh, okay," said Meadow. "Well, what are you going to make?" "Well, I might need some help from some of my friends," he said. "Some of your friends?" "Well, yes. Well, you go back into the other room and—" "Actually," said Meadow, can I help?" Can you help?" said Thingy Whopper. I don't see why not. All right, well, come." So Meadow walked into the kitchen. Her dad walked in to see what was going on. What's going on here?" "My name is Thingy Whopper, and we are going to make this girl some real food, not just carrots and a couple of biscuits. That's not a real dinner." "Yeah, I know," said her dad. "I wish I had remembered to go to the shops. How are you going to make food if you don't have any extra ingredients?" "Oh, well, that would never stop us. Hang on." Thingy Whopper picked up a phone and started making some phone calls. "Hello, Benigo, is that you?" "Yes. Okay, well, I need some help. Can you come to Meadow's house and help me make some dinner?" "Oh, fantastic," he said, and he hung up the phone. Who's Benigo?" "Oh, he's one of my friends, just wait." All of a sudden, there was a knocking at the door. "Who could that be?" said Meadow. "It's Benigo, of course." "How did he get here so quick?" "Oh, don't ask questions of Benigo." So Meadow raced to the door and opened it. "Hello, my name is Benigo," said Benigo at the door. "I know," said Meadow. "I heard you were coming." "Where is the kitchen?" said Benigo. That way," pointed Meadow. And Benigo walked into the kitchen carrying a whole bunch of tools. What's he doing?" said Meadow. "Well, to make a proper meal, we'll actually need a proper oven." "What's wrong with our oven?" said Meadow's dad. "Oh, it's not that it's anything wrong, it just could always be better." So Benigo started using his tools and working on the oven. He opened the door and he was pulling things out and he was throwing things across the whole kitchen. "But what are you doing?" said Meadow. "Well, did you want a yummy dinner or not?" I do," said Meadow. "Well, this is how it starts." So Benigo kept working and working until he closed the door once again and said, "I am finished." Okay, said Meadow. Thank you." Benigo left the kitchen and walked outside. We still don't have any ingredients," said Meadow as she turned to Thingy Whopper. Then Thingy Whopper pressed the button on the oven to turn it on. "What was that noise?" said Meadow. All of a sudden, the oven started to smile. "Hello," said the oven. "Can I help you?" "Yes," said Benigo. "We need to make a real dinner for this little girl." "Oh, okay," said the oven. "Well, what do you feel like, little girl?" I don't know," said Meadow. "Hang on, let me check," said the oven. The oven opened its door and all of a sudden it sucked Meadow inside. Wow! She disappeared. "Where did Meadow go?" said her dad. "Don't worry," said Benigo. "This is all part of the process." "What process?" "The process for a perfect meal." Meadow stopped and looked around. She was in some kind of strange land. "Where am I?" she said. "Can you hear me?" said a voice. Yes, who's talking?" "It's the oven," said the oven. Where am I?" "Well, you're in Foodland." Foodland, said Meadow. What do you mean? Well, if you go exploring around Foodland, you'll be able to work out exactly what you feel like eating. Really? Said Meadow. Really, said the Oven. Go for a wander. Okay. So Meadow started walking, and as she did, she noticed everything in Foodland was not like a normal land. She looked at the trees and she got closer and closer and closer. She said. It smells like bacon. She looked closely, and the trees were actually covered in bacon bark. I think I must feel like bacon, she said. Yes, said the Oven. You're learning. Continue on. So she continued to walk around, and as she did, she could smell all kinds of yummy things. Ooh, what's that flavour? Ooh, yum. All of a sudden, some little creatures came running out of a tiny little hole at the base of a rock. What is that? She said. Hello, said one of the little creatures. Who are you? We are the Taste Buddies. The Taste Buddies, said Meadow. What are you doing? We are here to help you choose what it is that you want to eat, said one of the little Taste Buddies. Let us help you. Okay, said Meadow. How do you help? Well, we take you for a ride. All of a sudden, the Taste Buddies all ran underneath Meadow's feet and lifted her off the ground. Wow, she said, as the Taste Buddies started running around all over the ground. It feels like you want to go this way, said one of the Taste Buddies. I think I do, she said. They continued, and as they were going, all of a sudden, they started pouring through a whole bunch of leafy green things. Ooh, it seems like she wants some... What is this? Green leafy leaves. I think it has another name. Hang on, let me try, said Meadow. She took a piece of one of the green leafy leaves and put it in her mouth. That tastes like lettuce. Okay, can you hear that, Oven? She wants some lettuce. Okay, we have bacon and lettuce. Continue on, yelled Thingy-Wopper, because I am also getting hungry, so whatever you get enough for 3. Or maybe 4. We'll invite Benigo back to eat. Oh, okay, said Meadow. I'll keep going. Okay, said one of the Taste Buddies. Let's keep rolling. They kept running around all over Foodland. They walked over to the edge of a cliff. What are we doing here, said Meadow. Well, we can't just give you food. We need to work out what you want to drink as well. Well, how do we do that, said Meadow. Bye, yelled the Taste Buddies. What do you mean bye, said Meadow, as they threw her off the side of the cliff. Ah! Said Meadow as she went sailing down towards the bottom of the cliff. Luckily, at the bottom there was a big pool, but the pool wasn't full of water. It was full of something orange. Swoosh! It's orange juice, said Meadow. What is all this doing here? Got it, said Thingy-Wopper. Sounds like it's orange juice with our meal. Oh, okay. As she climbed out of the pool, she continued to walk along, and as she walked, she heard something. Something hit her in the side. Oh, she said. What was that? There was something splattered all over her. She heard the noise again. Ow, she said. She looked across. Ow! All of a sudden, these big red balls came flying at her from all directions, and they were splatting all over her. I'm getting hit by something, said Meadow. It doesn't hurt, it kind of tickles. This is really strange. It must be the next food, yelled out Thingy-Wopper from outside the oven. What is it? It's tomato, she said, as she put it a little bit in her mouth. Bacon, lettuce, tomato. Oh! It looks like we're having BLTs, said Benigo. Fantastic! Now you need to decide on dessert. I'm very, very hopeful, said Benigo. Why is he very, very hopeful? Well, said the Oven, Thingy-Wopper has a very favourite food, and it fits well into the dessert category. Let's go find out what your dessert is going to be. Okay, said Meadow. She kept walking along a path, and as she got closer and closer, she looked. There was a giant castle in front of her. Whoa, she said. That looks amazing. She walked closer and closer, and as she got up to the door, she tried to knock. She took her hand and went to knock on the door, but it wasn't hard. It was actually quite spongy. Oh, this is a bit strange. The castle seems to be spongy. And there seems to be some kind of stuff on top of it all. What is it? Called out Thingy-Wopper. Let me taste and see, said Meadow. She grabbed a handful of the castle and put it in her mouth. It's sweet, and fluffy and the stuff on top. She dipped her finger in. I think it's icing. It couldn't be, said Thingy Whopper. Couldn't be what? She stood back and she looked. It looks like there's some sprinkles on the roof. It kind of looks like a... It's a cupcake! Yelled Thingy Whopper. It is a cupcake, yelled Meadow. Hooray! Dinner has been saved! Quick, oven, spit her out! All of a sudden, the entire of Foodland started to shake and rumble. What's going on? Said Meadow. Hold on to something, yelled the oven. Okay, said Meadow, as she grabbed a hold of the door of the Cupcake Castle. As she did, everything kept shaking and rumbling until she flew straight up towards the sky and popped back out the oven door. Whoa, she said. What just happened? She looked at the table and there were 4 plates with amazing looking BLTs. Next to them were cups of orange juice, and in front of each plate was a giant cupcake. This is incredible, she said. Thanks, said her dad. This is so much better than biscuits and carrots. Yes, said Thingy Whopper, and no meal could be any better than a cupcake. I don't know what you're going to do with this sandwichy thing, but I will just eat the cupcakes and you can all have the sandwiches. I'd really like to try the cupcake, said Meadow. Okay, said Thingy Whopper. I guess you can have a cupcake as well. There was a knock at the door again. Hello, it is me, Bonigo. What are we having for dinner? We're having BLTs and cupcakes. Fantastic! Bonigo came in and sat down at the table. He looked. He saw that everyone had a BLT and everyone except him had a cupcake. Wait 1 second. What happened to my cupcake? And Thingy Whopper said, Well, I don't think you'd believe me, even if I told you. And that is the end of the story. Today's episode is brought to you by Bonigo's Multifunction Multi-Land Oven. Are you tired of wondering what it is that you would like to eat? Get one of Bonigo's multifunction ovens and you can go into Foodland to find out exactly what it is that you feel like. We hope that you are enjoying silly stories for kids. Make sure to leave a review wherever you get your podcasts and follow us on the Instagrams. This has been me, Bonigo. And me, Sam. We'll see you soon.